How we doing, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of FSI's PGA DFS picks. It is your host TK Nation here with John Cool 19. How you doing tonight, John?
Doing good. Had an okay week last week. Lost in most of the GPPs, but won a good chunk of it back in cash with a 4 out of 6 making the cut lineup. Kind of crazy how that went, but it was fun. What about you?
Not so hot. Yes, last week with a lot of the missed cuts and everything, but I did have a couple 6 to 6 lineups. Get me some money back in my GPP lineups. I finished really high in one contest that paid out to $100. So really happy with that result. Going to roll that into this week. We have the Honda Classic at PGA National in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, home of the Bear Trap. If you have not had a chance to listen to John's course preview and breakdown, that is up on the website fsidfs.com. And if you need to find that, you can find that by subscribing to this YouTube channel. And please give that a listen, a like. And just wanted to give you guys a quick update. We do have a coupon going around for the month of March. That is 15% off any one purchase, except for daily subscriptions and the NASCAR season long. So if you wanted to get the PGA content for, cores and projections and modeling in our model, you can get that monthly subscription 15% off, or maybe the weekly. Good thing for us is
VIP.
Yeah, you can get Yep, you really could use it well with that VIP subscription. Good call from you there. Yeah, so we'll announce that coupon code later in the video, but know it's coming, and listen along, and when it comes time, write it down. But yeah, let's just jump into some picks here for the Honda Classic. Kind of a similar course style that we had in the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to be going with some ball striking and some guys that I'll probably be leaning on with some course history. My favorite is Russell Henley at 9,800. He is first in the model, first on approach, third in ball striking, first tee to green. He's first in a ton of categories for me in the model. He's been playing really well. He's 8th here in 2020, 20th in 2019, and 24th in 2018. He won this event in 2014. He did miss the cut last week, but he had back-to-back top 40s at the Genesis and the Waste Management Phoenix Open. So I really like Russell Henley. It feels like the win's going to come for him soon.
Sure.
He's really been playing well for over a year now, and he's unfortunately, hasn't really cashed in on this really good form. So I'm hoping this is the week that he can pull home a victory, and I'm going to be picking him and something else down the road as well. But tell me about your favorite. I'm really high on him as well.
Yeah, I really like the Russell Henley pick. I think actually both of these two guys are going to be pretty popular.
Sure.
There's going to be people who want to take Sung Jae and want to take Daniel Berger also up at the top, but I think overall these two will probably end up with a bit more of the ownership, but really for good reason here. Joaquin Niemann's my favorite. 10-4 is the price. 20-1 I think is a fantastic number for him on an outright. I'm picking him really, a lot of it's the consistency here. His last missed cut was in August of last year. That's 13 straight made cuts for him. At this event, he doesn't have the best history. He has a missed cut and then 59th at the Honda as well the last 2 years. So not awesome, but really if you look at some of the people who've won this event in the past, they've got a couple missed cuts to go along with it. So that's not really scaring me off too much, as opposed to some courses you want guys who are making the cut every year. I don't worry about that quite as much on this, although still putting that course history a little bit into my models, as well as like Jack Nicklaus tours or Jack Nicklaus courses, and then some correlated courses as well. A guy I'll talk about later is number one in that. So but last 36 rounds for Joaquin Niemann, he's second tee to green, third ball striking. He's really good on par threes, top 5 greens in regulation, and he's number 2 for birdies or better. So a whole lot to like about Joaquin Niemann going into this week. I think he's a great play for an outright bet and DraftKings.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more about Joaquin Niemann. He's going to be in a bunch of my lineups as well. But we're going to need some value to help fill out our lineups. I'm going to start off with Kevin Streelman at 7,700. He's in good form. He did miss last week at the Masters, but he had made the cut at the Genesis, and he was 13th at the AT&T and 22nd at Waste Management Phoenix Open. Even had a 37th at the Farmers at Torrey Pines, where there was a really tough course that day. And I'm trying to play for some of the windy conditions that we're going to have this week. And Streelman really profiles well in windy courses, on windy conditions. He did come in. He does have two made cuts, but one was in 2020, the other one was in 2013. So it's been a while since, I guess it was a long time in between those two events played. He's fifth in greens gained, 11th on the approach in this field. I did model in bogey avoidance, which he was 12th. So I really like Streelman. He's pretty consistent, veteran golfer, and that's kind of going to be my choice this week, is just guys that I can rely on to do what I know they can do. And I'm hoping that they, play this course smart, I would say. Another guy is Patton Kizzire at 7,500. He is 80-1. He does have some good form. He was 57th at Bay Hill, 39th at AT&T, and he had a Sony 7th place at the Sony Open this year, which is typically windy conditions as well. So I'm trying to play for that with Patton Kizzire's. He is really good around the greens. He had 12th. He was 12th in short game and 16th in putting and 38th in greens gained. So I'm hoping the ball striking that he doesn't really excel in is made up by what he can do around the greens and on the greens. He did gain 4.1 on the approach at the Players, and he finished 35th. So I do like Patton Kizzire coming off of that performance last week. How about you? And what do you think of these two?
I like them both. Streelman popped pretty good for me as well. He was a guy I was thinking about as one of my values this week also. And I know Patton Kizzire, he was up on the leaderboard at one point, maybe earlier on Saturday this past week, and then kind of tipped off, right? Where did he finish this last week?
35th.
35th, yeah. He was definitely up there, though, I think, on Saturday, and then kind of fizzled out like Kirk did and a few other guys. But yeah, I'm certainly with you on those two. My two favorites in the kind of the value area here. First one for me, Matthew Naismith. He's a guy that I probably pick way too often, but I'm going to keep on playing him because of the stats. Just back it up. 7,300. He's a 90-1 bet. I don't know that I love him for an outright, but maybe like a top 10 or something. He's a really, really good ball striker, though. He's third on approach the last 36 rounds, second in ball striking, and first in greens and regulation. So the major categories I'm looking at, he's an absolutely fantastic ball striker there. He was 38th at the Honda last year. He missed the cut last week at the Players. He also missed the cut at API the week before that, but then he had 3 straight top 20s in the events before that. So I'm kind of leaning on that just a little bit, that he'll come back around. The stats say he should. He could not putt last week. And then he was actually pretty bad on approach, which is uncharacteristic for him. I think he bounces back from that, and maybe just border or his baseline putting, he'll be just fine here this week. The other guy I play him probably quite a bit here too, Zach Johnson. He's a veteran, obviously, 7,400, 50-1 on the odds. Just looking at these DraftKings prices, for $100 more, you go up from 90-1 odds on Naismith to 50-1 odds on Zach Johnson. Maybe that's just because he's a veteran and people know the name more, but I found that pretty interesting there for an outright bet. He's quietly made 13 straight cuts, though. I like that a lot. 41st last week. He played at this Honda event since it's been moved to PGA National 7 times. He's got 5 made cuts. 3 of those he finished top 30. And then I talked earlier about some comp courses. I took the 3 highest comp courses here, and Zach Johnson rates out number 1 on those. That includes Summerlin, TPC, San Antonio, Monterey Peninsula. So just some similar courses that he's excelled on. He is 7th in proximity from 175 to 200, which was kind of in my show yesterday, my preview show, as a proximity range to really focus on. Also 7th in par 4s from 400 to 450, another stat that I kind of focused in on in that video. So a lot to like here on Zach Johnson. And the biggest thing for him, he's not going to jump out as the number one ball striker or anything like that, like a couple of the other guys we touted, but he's not bad at anything. He's like 50th or better in basically every stat category. So just he's an overall great player. I'm really interested in some ZJ this week. I think he can, for a cheap price, help you to get 6 out of 6 pretty well.
I really like those two picks. Zach Johnson, definitely on my radar. I thought the odds kind of were telling about how much of a value it really was for him, given that price tag on him. Let's get into some sleepers, some more old guys. You got no other way to put it. We are sticking with some of the old veterans this week. Steve Stricker at 6,800, 100 to 1. Definitely not a outright bet, but he did finish 4th at the Waste Management Phoenix Open. So I mean, he climbed the leaderboard and he played well that week. And I think he's got this. I think he's a Ryder Cup captain, right? So he's gotten like this like scouting. He's going from tournament to tournament, scouting out his players to pick for the team. He is 9th in fairways gained, 5th in short game, and 9th on that par 4 from 400 to 450. So he does have some decent statistics as well. He did miss the cut last week, but he was 63rd at API, and he finished 7th here, but that was in 2007. Quite a while ago for the old man Steve Stricker. But
I think 2007 would have been either the last year at the old course or the first year at PGA, at the PGA national course. So not even sure if I didn't go back that far. I cut off my course history earlier than that. So just kind of to get rid of some of the really old stuff. But I do like Steve Stricker quite a bit this week. I think it's a good play down in this low range.
Yeah, tell me about your old guy.
For me, the old guy, Jim Furyk, he's at 90 to 1. I would actually be interested in just a little bit of money on Jim Furyk to win outright. I know that kind of sounds crazy, but 6,900, he's a really good ball striker. He did finish 9th place at the 2019 Honda. He was 26th at Genesis, 21st at AT&T. Those were his last 2 events, so that gives me a lot to look forward to, especially at this price tag, 6,900. He has played 5 times here at PGA National, and the best really being that 9th place, even though he missed the cut last year, but he missed it with just awful putting, and I expect that to bounce back a bit. Last 36 rounds, he's 12th on approach, which is kind of amazing for a guy that old. 16th tee to green, 19th ball striking, and he is 2nd greens in regulation over those last 36 rounds. Oh, and 5th bogey avoidance. So I think he's a consistent guy. He should make the cut here pretty easily this week, in my opinion. And somebody to help you fill in, you could get both Henley and Neiman if you're playing a couple of these guys down here. So I like it quite a bit.
Yeah, you're going to have to play some of these guys in the 6K range. It gets ugly fast, but I think these two, you know what you have, and you're gonna be able to get a made cut or a guy that's gonna score. So I like those 2 picks. But let's pause here and let's take our little coupon code break and give you the coupon code word, which is YouTube March. Enter that into the code. Enter that into any purchase, and you will get 15% off one purchase, except for daily subscriptions and the NASCAR season long subscription. That coupon code was YouTube March. Again, use that and you can get 15% off with that. And we'll roll that into our one and done picks, where we are still waiting for a winner. I'm feeling pretty confident that these 2 could deliver. I'm going to go with my favorite, and it looks like you're going to go with your favorite.
Yep. I'm happy with either of these 2 guys if you've got them left here. I think a lot of people burned Neiman after his run of multiple runner-ups in a row. So I'm happy to take him right now. I think he's probably going to have a decent ownership, but at the same time, there's quite a few people who burned him. He'll have to go elsewhere. Berger will be popular, and so will Sungjae Im, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys that have Berger or an M are going to take him here, as well as Neiman. I think Henley's even going to have a decent amount of ownership as well. But you know what? I'm not really going to play for that. I'm going to play for a guy that I think can get into this top 10. And I'm just going to hope that one of these top 10s that we keep pulling off, or one of these, solid made cuts, they turn into a winner. And when that happens, we'll take a huge jump in the standings.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really excited. And Fantasy National Golf Club, certainly, we wouldn't be able to do it without their stats. So shout out to them, and also those new hoodies that they just are selling everywhere now. Those things are fresh. I bought one today, so I'll be sporting that here in the next few weeks on our video.
Fantastic. That's a good purchase. I'm gonna have to look into that. Maybe with a little stimulus money. Well done by Moose and the guys at Fantasy National as well. They experienced some outages and stuff last week. It was really tough, but thank you again to them for their continued good customer service. But that'll wrap things up from us here at FSI. Thank you for listening. Please like and comment below on the video, and join us in the Discord, and you can find that link on our Twitter handle at FSI_DFS. And you get the core projections, and you get all the model rankings. You get the insight on the wind and everything that you need to know to help fill out your lineups. And that's going to be
Showdown
pretty vital
course, weekend.
Yeah, all the good stuff. Wind, like I said, was going to be pretty vital this week. So
Yeah.
we'll be keeping ourselves plugged into that coming into Wednesday when we are making lineups. But thank you, John, for joining me this evening. And everybody have a fun week, and let's go.
Sweet. Good luck.